Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. See, something is going on here. There's something going on. I'm sorry I'm late, everybody. I intended on being here on time. Something's going on with my internet. My bill is paid because I know how y'all be. My bill is paid. Something's going on with my internet. I'm watching the stream. It's behind, and it's not normally behind. So there's something going on here. But I'm here. I'll fight through it. That's not fight through it like it's a actual physical battle. You know what I'm saying? But we'll keep going. We'll keep going. Hello, my name is Emanuel Livingston. For those of you who did not know, I am the king of talk, and I'm trying to get ready to go vote. Trying to get ready to go vote. I like to vote election day. Even though when I think about it, it'll be dark by the time I get out of here. It'll be dark, and I won't. It's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel weird. You say there's an echo. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's something crazy happening. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Did that get rid of the echo? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You're repeating yourself. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. Let me try to refresh it one more time because I was ready to go on at 3. Then my internet was down, so I had to. You know how you had to do. You unplug everything, and you wait, and then you plug it back in, and it still wasn't working. And I was like, "Is Emanuel Livingston gonna have to call? Who am I with now? With the fiber optics. Who is that? Alta Fiber. Am I gonna have to call Alta Fiber? But then everything came on, and then it went down. Then I unplugged everything. Everything came on. Then I connected, and I'm seeing this delay, which I don't normally see. I'm gonna refresh, so I shouldn't go. I might go away for a moment, but if I do, I'll be right back. Hopefully, and hopefully, just refreshing will fix everything. Let's see. Again, I'm just trying to refresh. Okay, I think I'm back. There's still some sort of delay. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on with the internet because it's clearly my internet. But can y'all see me now? Am I back for y'all? I see Steban says good. And if you said hello earlier, then I see it's still doing it apparently. I have no idea why it would be doing that. Look at some settings here. Okay, that's interesting. Hold on. See, did that fix anything? Did that help? I made one change, and I'm trying to see if that fixed anything. I don't know. So I have a little bit of a delay over here. All right. All right. Uh, P. Copenhaver say it's good. Yes, that did help. Good. Good. All right. Well, of course, it's election day. Got to get ready to go out and vote. It'll be dark when I go vote. I don't like that. But what can you do? Of course, I'll vote using the machine. Um, but here's my predictions. Here's my predictions. If I can remember this stuff, I should have wrote it down and brought it with me. Issue one will pass. Issue one will pass. I believe that the mindset regarding abortion and women's choice and all of that kind of stuff, I believe that has changed for a great majority of Americans, and even here in Ohio. Well, we do still have those kind of rural, those kind of rural areas, where they're, a little more, I don't want to say, because it's not really conservative or liberal, but just where they feel like abortion should just be illegal. We do still have those areas. So it'll be a fight. But I believe women should make up the difference. I think that my fear, if you want to say it's a fear, I don't have a fear. I'm not afraid if this goes one way or the other, because I don't ever plan on getting an abortion. So, and yes, I'm just thinking about me. But I think it's the women who were very mobilized by the overturning of Roe versus Wade. But I think because that happened a minute ago, like you have to understand that as a society, we seem to be one where, ooh, that happened. I'm really mad. Let's do something about it. Yeah. Okay, it's been 3 months, so we didn't do nothing about it. It is what it is. Let's move on. That's my feeling of how we do in society. So I don't know if women are as motivated as they were last year to go out and vote. I don't know that they are. So I guess we'll see, because I really think this is an issue that comes down to how motivated women were to get out and vote. And of course, how knowledgeable people were. Like, I listened to the caller named Shay on Lincoln's show, and I don't know if she knew what she was talking about. And she was saying that the DeWines wanted her to vote one way, and so she didn't vote the way that they wanted her to vote, but the DeWines wanted you to vote no. So I don't know if she voted no, and if she thinks that voting no gave women more choice in abortion or anything like that. So when people, put no means yes and yes means no, read the issue. And hopefully you can understand the issue. But I think a lot of people will get confused on this one, just because, I hate to say stuff like this, because then people, think that I'm better than people, and I don't. But a lot of people just don't understand stuff. I was going to use a different term, but there are a lot of people who have issues understanding things, both simple and complex. So, but I think issue one will pass. Issue two, which one is issue two? Issue two is weed, right? I think that'll pass. I know people, there are people who have issues just with marijuana, period. There are people who have issues with legalizing marijuana, but not having some mechanism in that same legislation or whatever to go back and look at the past people who've been caught up in weed and, kind of try to make them whole. Maybe not even make them whole, but just give them a pass, maybe wipe that from their record or, whatever. So you got that working against it. Then you have people, like I think I heard Wyatt, and I was doing stuff while he was on. So I didn't really get a chance to listen to him. But I thought I heard him talking about the finances of marijuana. And, people who are like, okay, marijuana is legal now to sell. You're still not going to just be able to sell it on the street corner. That's still going to be illegal. So there's no mechanism in there for certain people to get a piece of that money. So there's the financial piece of that is not there that some people want there. I do say, if I recall, there's a provision in here where I could grow my own marijuana if I wanted to. Now, I don't smoke marijuana, but I might grow some just for fun. If it's legal, I might grow some marijuana just for fun. I actually have a grow tent and lights and everything. I was never growing anything. I was actually using that when I first started screen printing, which just sounds crazy, but you use UV light and all of that stuff to expose screens. And if you don't understand any of that, then that sounds strange. But I bought a grow tent and some grow lights when I first started screen printing. It's a nice sized tent. So I was like, I might grow some weed in the house. And I really do. There's a part of me that wants to grow some weed and extract the, CBD oil and make something out of it. I don't know, just extract the oil and do something. I don't know. I just want to do it just to have done it. Maybe I'll give it to somebody who uses it, smokes it, whatever. But it's just one of those things I want to do just to say I did it and to know how to do it. And if it's legal, why not? But I think there are a lot of things there. But I believe 2 will pass. What's next? 22. I think 22 is going to pass. I think I said that yesterday or day before, whatever. But I think 22 is going to pass. That's the red roll. I think that's going to pass. I honestly don't think it's going to barely pass. I think it's going to pass. I believe enough people are, again, I just told you, I believe that there are a lot of people who just don't understand things. They just don't understand things when they read them. And some people don't read it. Some people just watch TV and they see the commercials. And if you have millions of dollars on commercials scaring the shit out of you, like I said yesterday, and sure, I was exaggerating a bit. Okay, maybe a lot more than a bit. But you've told people that if they want clean water, they got to vote yes on 22. Who don't want clean water? Yeah, I didn't know my water was dirty. My water is dirty. I got to vote yes on 22. You telling them that they firehouses ain't no good and that they might not be able to put out your house if it's a fire? Who want their house to burn down because the firehouse is not good enough, so my house is gonna burn down? So who want that? You telling people that they kids basically gonna die playing in the playground? We just know, they'll get shot on the street. That's the idea that they're putting in our heads, as they talk about the 11-year-old who got killed. The idea that they're putting in our heads is it's dangerous out there for kids. And then on top of that, what about my innocent child playing on the playground, breathing in asbestos? Who want their kid breathing in asbestos on the playground? My kid gonna die. They've told them there was a nurse, which is to a lot of people just suggesting if you don't vote yes on 22 and you come to the hospital, it might not be no nurses. Now, the nurse didn't say that, but you know what that's suggesting when you put a chick in some blue scrubs in the hospital. You think that's a nurse and she's telling you if you want what's good for the city, vote yes. The message that that's sending to some people is if I go to the hospital, it ain't gonna be no nurses and I might die. I got to vote yes on 22. They've done so much to convince people. And of course, potholes, and you don't want to be driving over one of these viaducts and it just crumble. We've seen that on the news. So they've convinced people that all of the infrastructure is going to crumble if they don't vote yes. Yes is going to pass. Yes is going to pass because people watch TV. And as much as we all talk about, TV is just TV, TV is just this, and TV is just, they lie, people have interest. There are people who don't hear none of that. They just say, they say it on TV. I watch the commercial and the commercial say it. And that's where they go. That's how they roll. That's what they believe in. So I think they saturated the market with that, and that's going to pass. I believe it's going to pass. I don't want it to pass, but I'm just telling you what I believe. So I believe all of those are going to pass. I believe the zoo levy is going to pass. I believe the library levy is going to pass. I believe, 24, affordable housing. That's going down. I think that one is going down. Haven't heard a lot about it. And really the only things that you kind of hear about it is more taxes, more money coming out of your check. People not going to vote for that. I don't think people going to vote for that. So I think that one going down. What was the other one? Is it 23, the city charter thing? That one could go either way. That one could go either way. I'm not sure how that one is going to go. I think that's going to be one of those where a whole lot of people just not going to vote for it. Not going to vote for or against it. They're going to skip that one because they don't know anything about it. And so then you'll have really just the interested parties there to decide yes or no. And it'll depend on how many of them show up. I think that'll be like the least voted. That one will get the least amount of votes of them all. I could be wrong, of course. All of these predictions, they're just predictions. They're not, because I know somebody is sitting back. How you think you know everything? You don't know everything. How you know it's going to pass? How you know that's going to fail? I didn't say I know. It's a prediction. That means I'm guessing. It means I'm guessing. Somebody mad right now because I'm guessing, and somehow they think that means that I think that I know more than somebody else. I keep telling y'all, ask King of Talk. I can feel the vibrations when people talking, and I can get a feel for the mood. And sometimes I can zero it in on one person or whatever, and I'm feeling the negative vibrations coming at me. But I'm telling y'all, calm down. These are just predictions. I could be wrong about any of them or all of them. I think Jan Michelle will end up the top vote getter. I think followed by Scotty. If there's anyone that ends up not making it back, I think it would be Victoria Parks. But I could see all 9 of them being right back where they are. I could see them all getting reelected. There's one of the 10 people running ain't going to make it, and I think it'll be the one that's not an incumbent. I would like to say I want to see more, and I want to hear more from all of these people. I want to see and hear more from all of these people who get on council. Like, I think, and this is why I think Jan Michelle will end up the top vote getter. Although I won't vote for her, because in those campaign ads, she's using that dumbass JMLK, and I won't vote for that. Now, Mrs. Livingston is quite upset with me about that. And she's like, you really like Jan Michelle? Like, you like her and you respect her? And I'm like, I do. But she's using that dumbass JMLK in her campaign ads. I can't vote for that. I can't sanction that. but I still think she'll be the top vote getter. But I can't do it. And she's like, that's really kind of petty to somebody who you like and respect and believe they'll do a good job and, be of good service to the city, to deny them just because of something so silly. And I'm like, but it says something about it to allow it in your campaign commercials, to allow something so silly in your campaign commercials. It says something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it says something. And I just can't get with that. But I believe she'll be the top vote getter. I hope she is. But now I want to see, I see her out and we hear from her and her people. Even that kind of wacky lady who calls the Lincoln Ware Show from time to time from her office and says stuff. I don't know who she is. I don't remember her name. And I'm not saying there's, anything wrong with her, but the way that she comes on Lincoln's show and delivers information, I'll be like, is that Shay? You got Shay working in your office? Like, she be just really wacky with Lincoln. I'd be like, I don't like that. But she's bringing information. I know some people, a lot of us really understand that Lincoln Ware and the buzz is not the black community. We get that. There's so many people in the black community who ain't never heard of the buzz. I understand. I know that to be true. But the truth of the matter is, when you want to bring a message specifically to the black community, that's kind of the place to go. It's kind of the place to go. And we don't see or we don't hear those other people come to the community and say, hey, this is what I'm working on. Hey, this is what is going on in the city. Hey, hey, Lincoln, and look, when I was there and some of these people were there, I reached out to them and said, hey, look, people need to hear from y'all. And anytime you want to call in, you don't have to wait for me to give you an invite or anything like that. You don't have to do any of that. Just call in and tell us what's going on in the city. It don't have to be no big controversial issue. Just call us and say, hey, it's been a month. Let me call y'all and give y'all a rundown on what's happening in the city. And I want them to listen to Alicia Reese. That's what I want. Look. I know a lot of y'all love Alicia Reese. I like Alicia Reese a whole lot. I mean, personally, you know what I'm saying? I've met her and talked to her, whatever. I like her. She seems like a really nice lady. She seems like an intelligent lady, all that kind of stuff. I've told y'all, how, everything is a battle, She woke up, she had to hit the snooze button. The snooze button was against me, Lincoln Ware, and I had to hit it, and then it went on, and it was supposed to, and then I had to get up, and the floor was cold, Lincoln. The floor was against me, Lincoln. I had to fight the floor to go down the stairs, and my toothbrush didn't want to come out. The toothbrush holder was against me, and I had to fight with the toothbrush holder to get the, okay, whatever. I can look past that to hear what she's actually saying. But the thing is, she actually calls in and talks to the community and says, hey, this is what's happening. And sometimes I be listening like, at least that ain't no big deal. But then I think about it like, but it don't have to be a big deal. You actually just coming and telling us this is what's going on in the county. This is what we're doing right now in the county. What more could you really want from your elected leaders? So it ain't no big controversy. Just this is what's happening. Like, oh, thank you. I didn't even know that was what was happening. It's not the kind of stuff that anybody comes and tells us. And I'm like, pay attention to Alicia. You ain't got to, I fought. All my life I had to fight. You don't have to do that part. Just do the part where You come in and you tell us, hey, Lincoln, I'm, Mick Owens, and I'm just here to let you know what's going on in the city that maybe the community don't know about, and they should. Did you know that they trying to, shut down the so-and-so? Did you know that they are cutting back on the hours of the so-and-so? Just little stuff. Tell us. Just do that. And if they would all do that semi-regularly, number one, we would all know who you are. Somebody like, I forget who I was talking to. And they were like, we were talking about city council. And I said, you know what? I can't tell you the names of everybody on city council. I mean, I could go look it up. And y'all know how I am with names and stuff. I could go look it up. And I would know real quick. But it's only about 4 or so of them that I could tell you this is their name. And I have an idea of where they stand. The rest of them, I don't ever see. I don't ever see or hear. And when I just know that one dude name is Reggie, and I believe he gay. That's kind of all I know about Reggie. And I only know that because he called in Lincoln's show. And he, sounded really, and I really thought Lincoln Ware was trying to be funny by calling him, or somebody, the chat. I thought the chat was trying to be funny calling him Reggie, because at least in my mind, Reggie is like a stereotypical gay name. And they was like, Reggie saying whatever, whatever. Reggie saying whatever, whatever. Reggie saying whatever, whatever. And I'm like, that's not nice. You know what I'm saying? To put some stereotypical gay name on dude, because, he sounds kind of gay. And they was like, no, that's really his name, Reggie. And I was like, real? Oh, wow. But I only heard him that one time. I only heard him that one time. So I want them, whoever get elected, talk to the community. Now, they might actually be out in the community doing stuff. But it's a whole lot of us who not at all the political events in the community. I'm not at Bar 29. I'm not at, all of those little things that political people do. I don't go to that stuff. So come on and talk to the people. Just talk to the people. Janice makes a wonderful point. So I like when people make points. You don't have to agree with me to make a point and for me to read it. Come on now. Some of that is up to us to know. Now you're talking about being an informed voter. I am, but again, it's politics. I can only tell you about me. But that's not true. I can tell you about other people too. But let me tell you about me. If I were running for office or held an office, you would have an opinion about me. You wouldn't have any problem. Everybody would know who I am, and they would know where I stand, and they would have an opinion. Because I'm not going to leave it up to you to find out who I am. I'm going to be in your face like Alicia Reese. And people going to be like, oh, I hate that Emanuel Livingston. Why he always calling the radio? Why he always at all the community events? Why he always at somebody's church? Why he always, you know what I'm saying? That's who he is. That's what he do. It wouldn't be up to you to find out, oh, I wonder what office he hold. You would know. Sure, from a voter standpoint, you got to figure it out. You need to know who it is. From the politician standpoint, which is why I think one of the issues that we have is that politicians don't care all that much about reaching the people. They, right come election time, I'm gonna run some commercials. I might knock on some doors, hang some flyers, make some t-shirts, and be in a parade here and there. That's when everybody gonna see me. And I want to see you before then. And then, oh, well, the people don't come out and vote. The people need to show up to vote. What are you giving me to show up to vote for? I don't know you. When Alicia Reese runs, she probably won't have any problem, in particular, getting the black community to show up for her to vote, because she'd be everywhere. I be at little bitty stuff like, see, y'all don't have to understand me. I do little stuff. I like, understated whatever. So you might catch me at some little bitty function, usually somewhere behind the scenes, behind some board, behind some speakers, behind some something, in the background. I'd be like, all right, this is an event really don't nobody know nothing about, but I'm here and I'm helping people. And then you look up and Alicia Reese is there like, hey, and I'm like, how'd you hear about this? How did you know this was even happening? Nobody even publicized this. How did you know that we was here? I mean, were you just driving around looking for small crowds of people to go up and introduce yourself to? How did you get here? Alicia Reese be everywhere. And she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be. She's doing what she's supposed to do. Who's on county commission? Alicia Reese. If you don't know nobody else, Alicia Reese. Why? Because she always in your face, in your ear, and in the community. Telling you what's going on. Y'all politicians, that's how y'all supposed to do it. You can't get mad at people because they didn't show up to vote. Oh, voter turnout is so low. Oh, more people need to get out and vote. More politicians need to give people an incentive to get out and vote for them. But I think Jan Michelle will be the top vote getter. Sorry, somebody silly texted me. Jan Michelle will be the top vote getter, I believe. And I believe Scotty Johnson will probably be number 2. Not sure after that. Was it, what was it? Was it anything else? Anything else? I think that's about any other issues. Did I miss an issue? I don't think I missed any. I don't don't let me cut this off because I was about to text some cuss words to people. It's not even nobody talking about what we talking about. It's just some nonsense people. Vernon says, remember, city council is a part-time job, whereas the county commissioner is a full-time job. That don't mean nothing. When Alicia is, and I'm saying jokingly, when Alicia is driving around hunting for groups of 4 people or more to go and talk to, she ain't on the clock. When she's showing up to my little events where stuff is happening and nobody else know about. I mean, I just in the past, this summer, I'll just say this summer, I was at 6 small events, small but impactful events. They weren't impactful because of me, so I ain't taking no credit for it. Small, impactful events And Alicia Reese just popped up. Like, hey, how y'all doing? Just, talking to people. Not even saying, hey, vote for me. I'm Alicia Reese. Just, hey, how y'all doing? What y'all doing? Y'all need some help? Can I jump in and help for a minute? She had her person with her. I want to say he had his phone. He might take a picture or two. Her painting the mural. Like, all right. She was here. She talked to the people. Yeah, she shook some hands. She told the people, I support y'all. Thank you for what y'all doing in the community. The community appreciates it. And, the county commissioners, we appreciate it. She stuck around for a little bit. I was going to say she ate a hot dog or two, but I didn't actually see her eat no hot dog or two. I can't say she did that. But she was there. She was personable. She talked to people. She participated. And then she was like, all right, well, I got to run. I got some other stuff that I got to do. And she would leave. And everybody would be like, did you see Alicia Reese was here? Alicia Reese was here. What? Alicia Reese was here? Yeah, Alicia Reese, she was just over there. She was here for about 25 minutes. What? Alicia Reese, yeah, she was here. And, she won some votes. Just being there. Off the clock. So, full-time job, part-time job. Call it what you want to call it. You got to motivate people to get out and vote for you. Now, Vernon, I understood your point. He says, point is, some council members have other jobs. We should actually prefer that they do. No one should expect a council member with a family to make it on $64,000 a year, which I reject that. But you can have other jobs and still show up to stuff. You can have other jobs and still, call the Lincoln Ware Show once a month and say, hey, this is what's happening in the city. Having a second or a full-time job shouldn't stop you from doing that. That's all. That's my whole point. That's my whole point. But what I think that you got some judges. I would love to see the judges do the same thing. You can show up at events and say, hey, I'm Judge so-and-so. I'm telling you, if I was either running for an office or held a public office, y'all would get tired of seeing me and hearing from me. And do this Ian ever actually work? Do this Ian ever actually work? He always somewhere in somebody's face telling them what's going on with the city or with the county or with the, the village or, the whatever. So when it came time to vote, people wouldn't be like, the only time you see Emanuel Livingston is when it's time to vote, when he wants your vote. Then you see those commercials and those T-shirts. Oh, but what else? What else? What else? There was something else I wanted to mention, but I can't. Dang on. Hold on. Let me clear this up though, because I think Lincoln keep trying to float this idea that I quit the radio station. And they tried to float that idea for a while. I keep seeing it. Emanuel Livingston, the King of Talk, did not quit. The King of Talk did not quit the radio station. My employment was terminated. That's really it. No matter how many times they say he quit, and how many different ways they say he quit, my employment was terminated by the company. just I understand it's a game that they trying to play. I don't know to what end. I don't know to what end. But I know other people had told me, like, no, they told us that you quit. Like, these were, people in the political and business community. I know people here and there. These were people in the political and business community. I had no idea that they were telling people that. And I was like, well, that's not true. They terminated my employment. But for whatever reason, they trying to push that narrative. I don't know why. I don't know to what end. I don't understand it. And it's like so old. Why would you, keep talking about it? But they keep telling people that, and it's just not true. They don't want you to sue and get some of that back pay. I had no desire to sue them. And I've had people, oh, you can sue them. Oh, you can sue them. I don't have a desire to sue them. It happened. I moved on, and that's it. But they just keep telling people that. But wouldn't that be the worst thing to do? Like, if you like, okay, we fired him, and we might have been in the wrong. So he may have some sort of action against us. Let's not stir the pot. Let's just leave it alone. If he ain't do nothing, then let's just not do nothing and just leave it alone. But if you keep stirring the pot, he might, you know what I'm saying? You might actually make him say, all right, if that's the lie they want to tell, let's make them back it up in court. Like, why? Why? Just let it go. I enjoy it the way it is now. I listen to the Lincoln Ware Show. I've always liked talk. I listen to a lot of talk. And I have fun, picking with Lincoln and just having fun in his chat. And just let me have fun. I ain't trying to get back. Vernon says, just reapply and get your gig back. That's not going to happen. Here's the way things would have to go down. I think I've told y'all this before. They would have to reach out to me. They got my number. They would have to reach out to me and say, Mr. Livingston, we want you to come back. And then we would have some negotiations. I would have a contract this time, and I would make decent money this time. And some other things would have to happen. So that's why I'm not like against it. Just things would have to be different that I know won't be different, which is why I keep saying it won't ever happen. Things would just have to be different. And it's things that I know wouldn't be different. So that's it. Just let that go. Let that go, y'all. Let that go. Plus, you pulled your trousers down and told him to kiss your black. I did not. I did not. Give me a street named after me. King of Talkway. Oh. Oh, okay, Stephanie. Now that kind of makes sense. Stephanie says that's what guilt does. It makes you tell lies to make themselves look acceptable. That could be. But just stop. Just stop. It's not necessary. Nobody really cares. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, nobody really cares. Okay, I'm sorry. Katrina asked a question, apparently. and I missed it. Probably rambling on about the radio station. She's talking to Daryl Carpenter. She says he's missing a point. I'm asking, does legislation hurt the black community? No, it won't specifically help us, but it is primed to hurt us if it goes through. What legislation? Or legalization? You talking about weed? You talking about weed? Stephanie says, okay, whatever your wishes are, E, we will let it go. Now I'm talking to the radio station need to let it go. It's over. It's done. I was there. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. And then Lincoln said, you had a choice. You had a choice. The radio station didn't have a choice. The radio station had a choice the whole time. Since day one of the vaccine, when they said, that policy about everybody has to get the vaccine. They knew what they had planned on doing. I told them day one I wasn't going to get it, so they could have fired me when they fired the first round of people. Because they fired a lot of people who said they weren't going to. I wasn't the only person. They fired a lot of people, office people and such, who said they weren't going to take that vaccine. They did. But they didn't fire me. They didn't fire me because they still needed me. See, they had a choice. They could have said, let's fire him, and then we'll scramble and figure out what to do. But they said, no, why put ourselves in that position? Let's keep him here for like almost a year. And then when we got all our ducks in a row, then we'll tell him, well, now you got to take it or be fired. So they had a choice. They could have just ignored it like they did for the first year or so. They had a choice. They chose to do what they did, and I'm comfortable with it. So just let it go, but stop telling people I quit. I didn't. Well, apparently the mandate, they don't enforce the mandate anymore. But yes, for a time when they were hiring during that point, yes. Then when Lincoln keep telling y'all, Terrence came in, they were hiring people to have people in place for when they said to me, get out. And so they hired the number of people, and, I trained the number of people to do what I do. And then once people felt confident, then they said, all right, now you got to go. I saw it coming. I just knew I wasn't going to take that daggone shot either way. And I didn't have no beef with nobody, so. And look, this is who I am. I'm going to tell you about me. I've always been this way in every job I've been in. And just period. If I know something and you want to know it, if you're willing to, I will teach you what I know so that you can do whatever it is that you want to do with it. I ain't never been one of them people like, he ain't gonna take my job. Please. If they want to give you my job, here are the skills that it takes to be successful here. Take those skills, and if they give it to you, then they give it to you, and then I'll go somewhere else. And either use those skills elsewhere or acquire some new skills to be successful wherever else I'm going. Emanuel, how you run sound? I want to learn how to do it. Come on, I'll show you. Oh, I want to learn a little bit how to edit video. Here, come on, I'll show you. Oh, I want to learn how to, here, come on, I'll show you. Oh, I want to learn how to do a little screen print. Here, I'll show you. Oh, I need to figure out how to do that. Here, I'll show you. That's who I am. That's who I am. No, they don't take my job. When I worked at the meat packing plant, I showed people how to do every job that I did. I showed them what I determined to be the best way. When I was stacking off, stacking, S-T, stacking off. At the end of the line, I would show, here is the best way to do that, to, tear your body up the least and, to be the most effective. Here is when I tell them it's time to change over to try to get the numbers as precise as possible. Here is how I, you know what I'm saying? I do all of that kind of stuff. Here's how you do it. The next thing you know, I'm over here. Well, here's how you operate this machine. Here is how you know, because somebody showed me, I'm going to show somebody else. Next thing you know, I'm over here. Well, here's the best way to peel, you know, boom. And the next thing you know, I'm here. And I knew how to do everything just about in the building. But so did anybody else who wanted to know. Oh, because machine operators made just a little bit more money. I want to learn how to be a machine operator. All right, I'll teach you. Really? You will? Yeah, I'll teach you. And people, oh, you shouldn't, because you going to show them, and next thing you know, you going to not be a machine operator no more. They going to take your job. Well, then so be it. But I'm going to show them, and I was shown. And they would take my job. But typically what would happen is they would move me to a different machine where maybe the operator wasn't as skilled. And they were moving that operator elsewhere. So I never really had that problem. Oh, I worked. I've told y'all this a million times. I worked at a meat packing plant. It was actually when I first got there, it was called Copass. Then they changed the name to John Morrell. Now it's Smithfield. I left when it was still John Morrell. Now it's Smithfield. But yeah, I worked there in almost every area of the plant and knew how to do almost everything in the plant. Katrina believes that legalizing marijuana will hurt black people. Marijuana being legal will be bad for black people. Okay, I have to ask Katrina, how so? How so? Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's Quintano saying it'll be bad. My bad. Quintano, how will it be bad for black people? And I'm not challenging you. I'm not saying that it's not true. What are you talking about, Alethea? You should have said I didn't have to teach you how to... What? I don't know how to do that. So, oh, boy. I don't know what y'all be talking about sometimes. Quintano. Or Quinn.
Man, listen. You and your non-reading... Oh, never mind. But look, the question was... the statement was put out there that said, if the legalization of marijuana would happen, he's going to vote no for... It was Daryl said it or something like that. He said if weed was legalized, it wouldn't benefit black people because we wouldn't be able to get dispensaries. And I asked the question.
All right.
I said, well, if legalization does happen, will that hurt black people?
Okay.
Just having it legal, right? So that was my question. And everybody acting like I'm saying that I'm against legalized weed. No, that's not the point. If it's legalized. Now, I know there's no financial benefit for us because they're going to make it hard on us to get the dispensaries and all that stuff. But the actual legalizing of the weed, us being able to get it legally, will that hurt us?
And is your position that it will or that it won't?
No, I'm asking a question. I had no other statements in the question.
Okay, well, let me ask, in your mind, how could it hurt us?
I don't see how it couldn't. So I don't understand why not voting to legalize it is doing anything other than keeping a product that we consume illegal and therefore causing further problems as far as consuming. Now, we may not be able to get the financial benefits from it, but we would be able to get the medicinal benefits from it,
Okay.
regardless of whether or not you got a prescription or not.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether or not we will be able to reap the financial benefits of it. And I understand you saying dispensaries and all of that kind of stuff. But just like there are black people with liquor licenses, I imagine black people will be able to get the opportunity to legally sell marijuana as well.
Right, and I understand that too. But it was my question was because the statement was made that he wasn't going to vote for the legalization because we wouldn't benefit financially from it.
Okay. Okay.
And I was just asking the question, like, well, okay, if we don't vote to legalize it, if it becomes legal, how does that hurt us?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It takes one more thing off the table that they can harass us about, whether we get financial benefits from it or not.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
I do.
That was it. I just had to keep you just kept reading my statements all wrong, and I was like, well,
they move by so fast, and then I see something that catches my eye, and I read it. But that's why I always try to ask, is that what you're saying? And I'm glad you called in and said, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Right. It was just, I was just making a statement, and I was asking a question. You know what I'm saying? So that was it.
All right. Hey, I appreciate your call.
Yep.
All right. All right. Now, no, I don't see, and again, I'm open to listen, but I don't see how legalization of marijuana hurts, in particular, black people. I don't see it, but if somebody does see it, please feel free to call in and let me know. Like, again, I'm not a street dude. It might be some, street logic somewhere in there, and I missed it. So if that's the case, let me know. All right. Ross Freeman, he told a dude on Wyatt show to suck D. What? Hold on. Are you saying that on Wyatt's show, Ross Freeman asked somebody to show him how to give another man some, can you say head? Can you say head on the internet? I'm not sure that you can say head on the internet. Daryl says people are just misinformed on the issue. So, all right, Daryl, help me, inform me. I'm open to being informed. I'm open to being informed. I just asked the question. I wasn't saying it. I was asking, can you say it? Let's say Nick. Oh, I didn't say it. I asked if you can say it. And Ralphiel says shots fired. I didn't fire no shots. I read a message or a post or whatever you want to call it. So I didn't say it to be the case. I'm asking, is that what happened? Because that's the way that I read that thing. And I find that to be unbelievable. Now, maybe that Valerie chick, I could see that Valerie chick asking that. You can't be mad at a woman who want to know how to do that. It's, reasonable to want to know how to do that if you're a woman. I think every woman should know how to do it. Michigan has black-owned dispensaries. Why wouldn't Ohio keep black folks from owning? Huh? Michigan has black-owned dispensaries. Why wouldn't Ohio keep black folks from owning? I don't think they would. I don't think they would. Oh, you said why would? Yeah, I don't think they would. I'm not understand. I'll be honest. I guess I haven't followed y'all enough. Daryl, are you against the legalization of marijuana in Ohio? Maybe that's what I should ask. Are you against the legalization of marijuana in Ohio? Katrina, are you against the legalization of marijuana in Ohio? If so, why? Why? Katrina says, but it's still illegal on a federal level. If you own a dispensary, you can't get a business loan from a bank to start it or put money in a bank from it. I just read a story where they are actually, even on a federal level, working to change that. All right, Daryl says, no, I'm not. Katrina is. So Katrina believes that it would hurt the black community if marijuana was legalized. Why do you believe that, Katrina? And you probably already said it on here and I missed it, but just for me, I get to peek in on the conversations every now and then. So, okay, Kimberly said she's not, but apparently Katrina is, allegedly. So I'm curious as to why. Look, I haven't voted yet. You can still change my mind and, give me some information that I don't have. The black community already hurt. Janice says, I've never heard so many men who are so fixated on other men's genitals. Who's fixated on another man's genitals? Ross Freeman? Allegedly, according to what somebody said that he said, which is like third-hand information. I was just asking for clarification's sake. But who is fixated on other men's? Kimberly says, I voted. All right, congratulations. Has everybody on here voted yet? I'm probably, hopefully, amongst the 68 people here right now, I'm probably, hopefully, the last one to vote. All right, and Katrina explains, I believe it will not benefit blacks. The government will not allow blacks to grow or legally dispense marijuana. Now, somebody help me. Tell me if I'm wrong. Isn't there a provision in issue 2 that allows citizens to vote? Isn't there a provision that allows citizens to vote? Vote, to grow? So that might not be 100% correct. It might be legal to grow. Now, not necessarily legal to sell, but yes, legal to grow. So you might be, unless I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, Katrina, please inform me. But I believe you're wrong on that. Daryl says, it is, E-Man. People just don't read the ballot when they vote, and it's a damn shame. Stephanie says, yes, there's a provision to grow. Yeah. McConnell, you can grow a certain amount. So that portion, I believe, Katrina, you're wrong about. There's a provision here that allows you to grow. and legally dispense, the idea that there won't be any dispensaries. I mean, even here in Ohio, right, just up the street, and I believe he's out of the marijuana business now, but my understanding was Damon Lynch. I don't remember which number. Damon Lynch was at least part owner of a medical marijuana dispensary. So if they would allow a black person to be part owner of a medical dispensary, why would they not allow black people to be owners and or part owners of just a marijuana dispensary, period? Why do you believe that they would not allow that to happen? Because yeah, for some of this stuff, you know, you can look at like recent history here in the Cincinnati area. So to say they won't allow black people to legally grow, I think we all understand that that's wrong. And that they won't allow black people to legally dispense, I think we can see that's not true. Because they do. So I'm just curious, where did you get that information? And why do you believe it? And I'm not saying, maybe I did say, I want to retract that you're wrong and say, I don't understand why you think that's right. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're wrong. And you're the one who's right. Janice says, I know a young black woman who was a part of that group that Reverend Lynch was part of. So, yeah, I mean, here in Hamilton County, Ohio, they already let black people dispense it. But y'all can say what y'all want. I'm voting. I am voting for 2 unless somebody can change my mind in the next, 20 something minutes. When I leave here, I'm voting for 2. And when it passes and then goes into effect, I am going to find me some seeds. I'm going to do some research on how you grow. Because I can't grow nothing. I can't grow nothing. Like if I were intentionally trying to grow mold, it wouldn't grow. You know what I'm saying? I can't grow nothing. You remember in school when you used to put the bean on the sponge and then it would start sprouting? My beans never sprouted. I didn't like the way that sounded when it finally came all the way out. In school, the bean that I put on the sponge never sprouted anything. And I would be like, what did I do wrong? And they'd be like, I don't know what you did wrong. It just wouldn't grow. And I'm like, why can't I grow stuff? Like I've never been able to. So I'm gonna do some research and figure out how to grow me some marijuana, and I'm gonna grow some marijuana. Tria, don't get fixated on the little stuff, okay? Don't get fixated on the little stuff. I never even actually said that. It was a figment of your imagination. It was a figment of your imagination. You did not hear that. You didn't hear me say that. Let's just move on, okay? But I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna figure out how to grow it. I'm gonna grow me some weed, and I'm gonna extract the oil from the weed, and I'm gonna make something with it, some cookies or something. I'm gonna make some butter or something. I'm gonna make something with it, and then I'm gonna give it away. Oh, it was my vibrations. All you had to do was put the daggone bean on a sponge. Everybody else start growing and leaves and stuff. I was like, it's just a bean. Is that even a real bean? Y'all gave me a fake bean? Oh. All right. John says, I voted no because I need to see a path for people charged for marijuana possession to have their records expunged. Unfair for cats to start getting rich while these dudes are still being punished. And that I understand. Now, I wouldn't use that as me personally. I wouldn't use that as my reason to say no. Like, I would vote yes more enthusiastically if that were in the law. But my thinking on that is this. You vote no because you want people who are charged with marijuana possession to not be punished for it. But in voting no, you create a situation for more dudes to be punished for marijuana. Like, no. I'm not voting for this. I want all the people to have their records expunged with marijuana. But if you vote no, more people gonna have records for marijuana. That's a kind of a conundrum, right? So maybe you know what I'm saying, you fight to make it legal. You vote to make it legal, I guess I should say. And then you fight to get the records expunged. I mean, it might be one of those things where you have to take it multiple steps. Step one, make it legal. Gotcha. Because now that it's legal, let's go back and look at the people who, you know what I'm saying, that's the way you have to do it. You got to be wise about stuff. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I can't push that on you. You may, still feel the way where you say you voted no. So for you, it's past tense. You did what you did. Victoria says, serious question. Will weed still be considered a drug? What happens if you're charged with driving under the influence? All right. Hold on. I'm going to take that question down. Let me take this call. Ron D.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I want to take you off topic for a minute.
All right.
Because I've really been curious because ain't nobody else saying nothing, and you're the talk show host that I feel are more spiritual. Okay.
Okay.
Now. I know some ministers that listen to you, listen to Lincoln Show, and all that stuff. And I'm wondering why nobody is saying nothing about where we are politically, spiritually. Are you wondering that?
Well, no, but maybe. I don't thoroughly understand the question. So maybe if I understand the question, I'll be like, yeah, I was wondering that. So say it again.
So, okay. Now, we are well in the book of Revelations. We are well in that book. And
if you say so, I can't say with 100% certainty that we are.
Okay. But things are manifesting in the book of Revelations faster than I would have ever imagined.
Like what?
Well, the war in Israel. Now, the war in Israel right now, and the war in Israel right now is a war of genocide. The Palestinian people, the Palestinian army is based upon 16,000 soldiers, well, quote unquote soldiers. But they've killed 11,000 people so far. men, women, children. You know, and most of them, um, women and children. All of them pretty much collateral damage, or well, that's saying collateral damage. The whole world is basically against Israel. Everything is moving towards the fact. Now, um, they sent over a nuclear submarine, I think yesterday or the day before, to the Mediterranean. I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a buildup in in that region. And I mean, everything is going haywire. We basically at war with China. You know, it's you know, we're basically at war with Russia.
Hold on, what?
We're
Hold on, wait.
basically
When you say we're
okay.
basically at war with somebody, what does the word basically mean? Because basically doesn't mean actually. So what does it mean to be
Okay,
basically at war with somebody?
okay. Uh, basically, us being at war with China, we're in an economic war, and then we're in a cyber intelligence war, because they've been out hacking our grid for the past 6 months. They said they've been trying to hack our grid
Well, I would
and
imagine that they've been trying to hack our grid, and many other countries are trying to hack
mhm,
our grid, just as we're trying to hack
yeah,
other countries' grids consistently,
no, but
constantly.
that is against the rules of war. That they said, that they would not try to to hack power grids and everything like that, because it would send things into economic turmoil.
But you do understand that nobody actually follows the rules of war?
Uh, uh, you know, they're supposed to. I mean, I ain't gonna get in that argument with you, but again, uh, we are actually in the book. Like you said, you don't understand, and you said you don't know. So um, you just can't tell me what it is. But I mean, it's quite unusual that I know of all these preachers and all this stuff that listen to all of y'all, and nobody saying nothing about it, about the political upheavals and the fact that we're in that book, you
But
know, and
again,
nobody's saying nothing. I'm just curious.
I can't say that we're not in that book. But if that's the case, we've been in that book for a long time.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. And this, you know, if you don't, if you haven't read everything all the way through and haven't studied that book, you know, I mean, you could say the wars and rumors of war, but that's not the book. That's a very minimal portion of the book. So, I
But
mean,
again,
you
you're
know,
saying
like
we're in the book, and the stuff that you're
mhm,
using to demonstrate that we're in the book has been going on for decades.
mhm. It's been going on for decades, but again, it's certain things that the everybody from the United States government, people in our own government are well. Then again, if you don't know, then you just don't know. I was just curious to. I was just curious to see if anybody was just curious how, you know, everything is coming to pass, and none of the ministers,
But
deacons, and all that other
Ron,
stuff are not saying anything.
but Ron,
Yeah.
all I'm asking, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you're wrong. Okay. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm asking though, what is happening that makes you think that what you think is coming to pass is actually coming to pass?
It'll be. I mean, it's way too difficult for me
Well, just give
to
me
talk
three
any.
things. Three things real quick. Give me three things and you like this is in the book and it's happening right now.
Yeah, but I just can't explain three quick things
No.
like that, Emmanuel, because
Okay.
my aphasia. You know I can't. So I just can't explain it. But again, I was just curious as to like, was anybody curious as to why isn't anybody saying anything?
All right.
That's it. All right.
I appreciate your call.
Okay.
All right. That was Ron D. He said we in the book. I'm not going to say we not in the book. I'm just going to say I don't know that we are in the book. And again, I think the things that are happening has been happening. And if you saying, well, Israel was at war. You know how many times Israel been at war? Well, they're at war with Palestine. You know how many times Israel been at war with Palestine? Like, it's not new. They at war every other week, feel like. It's not new. But that wasn't what he said necessarily. I'm just saying. It's not new. Now, somebody said something about, and I was going to try to answer the question. And it seemed like a genuine question. About, is it, hold on. Let me see. There it is. Serious question. Will weed still be considered a drug? What happens if you are charged with driving under the influence? Same thing that happened if you get charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Just compare it to alcohol. Alcohol is legal. It is still considered a drug. You can still get pulled over for driving it. If you show up to work under the influence of it, you can still get fired. So just think about it like you think about alcohol. You can make some homemade beer at home. Where else would you make homemade beer? You can make beer at home, just like you'll be able to grow a little bit of weed. Now, you can't, without licensing, do no whole brewing thing and start selling beer out of your house. You will get in trouble for that. It's like you can't plant a whole farm of weed and start selling weed out your house. You get in trouble for that. Think of it like alcohol. It'll be regulated. It'll be taxed. It'll be legal. You can do some little stuff for personal use. But if you get caught under the influence of it, you'll be charged with whatever you're doing under the influence. And the penalty will probably be about the same. That's it. What about the jobs? Can you? Yeah, you'll still be jobs. You'll still get in trouble for showing up to work drunk. So you might still get in trouble for showing up to work with some weed in your system. So that's probably the best way to think about it right now. People will have to have licenses, or in this case, dispensaries, just like the bar. The bar and the restaurant, or the restaurant too. The bars, the restaurants, your corner stores on every corner in the black community has to have a license to sell it. Your dispensaries will have to have a license to sell it. So that's the way I would suggest you think about it that way. I saw GC. GC, you haven't voted yet? GC says, you, my friend, just convinced me to vote for that legalization of marijuana. I can't believe it. You haven't voted yet? I figured you was an early voter. I don't know why, but in my mind, I pegged GC as an early voter. I pegged GC down there in line first day of early voting. Preston says, but once it passes, aren't there talks about wiping records clean of those charges? I mean, it talks about all kind of stuff, but that'll be something somebody will have to actually push for. Katrina says, Michigan said DUIs have gone up in their state since they legalized it. Well, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Imagine alcohol is illegal. And in order to buy alcohol, you got to go to, some seedy booze joint. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be less people drinking alcohol because most people probably drink alcohol legally. And if it became illegal, some of those people who drink it legally wouldn't drink it. So once you make it legal, you make it accessible to more people. So yes, more people are going to do it and more people are going to be irresponsible with it just by the very nature that there are more people doing it. So then you're going to get more DUIs. Same with weed. Yes, of course, once you legalize it, the people who misuse it, that number will go up. That's just reasonable. That's just reasonable. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, man. Fantastic.
Oh, you can't beat
You
that.
hear me? Yes. True blue when I bust. That's how I vote. Blue down the middle. You hear me?
I hear
You
you.
said we got to vote. You said if you're against abortion, you go no on 22, right?
Yes, if you want to almost outlaw abortion, then you go no on 22.
Woo! I thought I went the wrong way on that. You feel me? I had to, like you said, we got to get rid of that. We done got rid of too many good people already. Maybe if some of them people that wasn't aborted was here, this world would be a safer place.
I mean, you have a right to. I'm not one of those people who gonna try to shame you for your belief. You know what I'm saying? You got a right. If you believe abortion should be illegal across the board, then you go in there and you vote no. You already voted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you went in,
True blue.
you voted no, and that was that. How'd you vote on the weed?
Hey. Yes, I want weed. Is that yes, right? Or is that trickery?
No, yeah, none of it is trickery. You voted yes to legalize marijuana.
Yes. Any drug. You put a drug on the ballot, I'm voting yes. You hear me?
Okay. Why? Why is that?
Yeah, drugs need to be legalized because the illegalization of drugs has cost many people their lives in America, and incarceration, which eradicates the American family, takes a lot of people away from their kids. We need drugs legal in America if we want to,
Okay.
Just look how much, you're saving a lot of lives with these dispensaries. We need a dispensary in Ohio. What you think about that? No medical. We want that.
Well, if it becomes legal, I don't know that the whole process they'll go through, but there will be dispensaries in Ohio, and
But
you'll
now, like you say-
and you'll be able to grow your own up to a certain amount.
Ooh. Now we got to go to get Michigan and get the weight and bring it back and slang it in Ohio. That's how they got to do it now. But you see what I'm saying? But it's still, you could pinch people on that because, like you said, it's not legal here. So that's the game right there. So you tell me what you think. I think politicians in Michigan they bribe Ohio politicians not to pass the law because that's a good money. If they legalize it here, I think Michigan will lose out some money.
Well,
What you think?
I mean, I don't know that anybody was bribed to do anything, and the people get to vote and make the decision, not the politicians. So in terms of whether or not Michigan will lose out on some money, probably, just like when we got like I've ever done it, when Ohio legalized sports betting and people used to go over to Indiana to do their sports betting. Yeah, I'm sure less people go over to Indiana to do their sports betting now that they can do it at home. Remember when Indiana had casinos and it was illegal in Ohio? I'm sure once Ohio got casinos, Indiana lost out on some of that money. So sure, they're going to lose out on some money, but I'm sure,
But this is
all of
the
those
question I got.
vices, that stuff is good for business for the people who are in that business.
And think about it. How about all the money Ohio was losing without the gambling? So it took about 20 years after Argosy, right? So that's what I'm saying. You had to pay off people to take the laws off, so they won't put it on the ballot.
But
Just
everything,
so they can keep the money.
right? But for some people, it's not about the money. Like when I'm voting for the legalization of marijuana, I'm not thinking about, Ohio gonna make so much more money. That's not really even a consideration of mine.
That's the whole hustle. You got to go to Michigan, and then you got to get past the state troopers.
But I'm still
Now.
telling you that's not one of the factors that I'm considering when I'm voting yes or no. For some people, they're voting, is this a moral thing to do? Should this be legal? What will the impacts be outside of financial in terms of the state? Just like you've had people mention more DUIs. Will it affect people's employment? And, all of that kind of stuff. So there are a lot of people who vote on these issues without even thinking about the economic impact.
Yeah, but it's all it's all about the economic impact. You got to remember, because they still now if it was really more, what changed? You just kept seeing y'all losing so much money. Why don't you put a casino there? Same thing with the dispensary. It's coming. It's just it's fallacies right now. They saying moral, but is that the real reason? See, we're not behind the wall. We don't know what they're doing.
There are people who are staunchly against. There are a lot of things that are illegal just because there are people who say morally that's wrong.
And remember, like you told my dude, the last caller, you told him. You said ain't no rules in war.
Well, that's not actually what I said, but I understand what you mean.
What did you tell him?
Nobody follows the rules of war.
Yeah, because you're right. That's what you said, and that's what I thought came to my mind when you said it. I was like, you got to remember, there is no rules to war. Like you said, your moral fibers, you might not be down to kill women and kids, but your enemy might. You know what I mean? And then when you suffer that fatality, what does that turn you into? You might become a monster yourself.
It's true.
That's what we're dealing with the rules of war. You see what I mean?
I do.
Yep. So that, like you said, we got to be careful with these. Like the streets the same way. I tell the youngins every day, ain't no rules in these streets. They be like, you got to go by the code. Ain't no code. Who is the code? The code is I win.
Yeah, okay. I don't know that Twin would agree with you there, but I understand what you're saying.
Yep. And but you did the right thing. But you voted all blue, or did you put?
I haven't voted yet. And I'm voting against some things that the Democratic Party is for. The Democratic Party is for, they're for the selling of the red road. I'm not for that.
Selling of the red road, what's that?
Well,
what's the red road?
The land from here to Chattanooga that they're trying to sell to Norfolk Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Democratic Party is for selling that.
Oh, so I messed up. I should have made my own decision. See, I just go, I just get the little Democrat cheap, what is it, the cheap paper, and I just go right off of that.
Well, as a general rule, you should always think for yourself and make your own decisions, even though I know there are a lot of people who just get that piece of paper and go down the list.
Right. But like you said, at least you staying with the blue though. You just didn't go with some of their policies.
I mean, I don't know. I'll have to look and see.
Have you ever voted for a Republican in your life?
Yes.
My man, you a beast. You a beast. I ain't never did. I'm still undefeated. Who you voted for, Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice?
Well, we don't vote for Supreme Court Justice. But I'm certain I voted for Charlie Winburn.
Yeah. He was a nice guy. But I was saying, you know, I'm a Crip. I'm not voting for no Bloods. None of them.
All right.
I don't care what race she is. Yes, sir. Hey, man, just keep on. We got 2 months left. You know, I only got 2 months left. And we going to 2024. You know what I mean? It was a good run. You know what I mean? I got love for all the people. But, you know, last year on Earth, 2023. Yes, sir.
I don't understand what that means.
Oh, it's over.
What's
it's
over?
a wrap for me. I mean, my life. That's a New Year's Eve. That's a wrap. I ain't about to make it past midnight. Forget that. Life too hard out here.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think you'll still be here.
I'm running from the future. If I am still here, you know I'm going to call your show and tell you. You know it ain't no easy thing.
I'm pretty sure you'll still be here. I got a good sense about stuff like that.
Hey, people get killed every day out here. It's dangerous out here. I might get smoked.
I don't get that feeling. And as the king of talk, as the king of talk, I get feelings about stuff like that. I don't get that feeling. I think you'll be here in 2024.
Man, I appreciate that. And you too, and your family too, man. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we both been lost loved ones, and, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But, I appreciate that. Good support, man.
All right. Hey, CK, take it easy.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Yeah, he'll be around. I got feelings about stuff like this. I get feelings about stuff like this. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go here. Take that down. Put that back up. All right. Anybody got anything else? Because I'm about to get out of here. I got to go vote. I might be able to make it to vote before it get to looking like midnight out there. CK said he would call your show and tell you. Well, here's what I know. If for some reason you don't make it to 2024, don't call my show. Don't. I believe you're going to make it. But I got this policy against talking to ghosts. Don't call this show if you are not alive. Call it silly if you want to, but I'm not Ray Parker Jr. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I'm scared as hell of ghosts. All right, y'all. I guess all hearts and minds are clear. All hearts and minds are clear. I gotta get out of here. I'm not doing any sort of watch party or anything like that. I'm just gonna watch as the results roll in. I'm gonna kind of check them out and see what's going on. We'll talk about the results. I think people will be disappointed tomorrow, the 22 people. I think they will be. I'm going to do my part and vote no on 22. But we'll see how my little predictions shake out. And, hopefully everything turns out exactly the way I want it. Ask me what do I want, because I gave y'all my predictions. Here's what I want to see happen. I want yes on 1. I want yes on 2. I want no on 22. I want yes on 24. I'm still kind of up in the air on 23. I'm going to have to give it a good reading in there. I'm up in the air on that. I want the zoo levy to go down. I want the library levy to go down. No on both of those. Is that it? Is that it? I want to see. Somebody's not, either the new person will get on and one person will be gone or not. But I don't believe, like I said, Jan Michelle, Scotty, Mika, Reggie, Liz. I don't believe those people are in any jeopardy. I don't believe they're in any jeopardy. Not sure about the other ones. So I would like to see those people win, even though I will not vote for Jan Michelle. I still want her to win. I want her to be the top vote getter. And then maybe next time she won't use that JMLK, but if it worked, then she might use it again. And then I won't be able to vote for her again, and I'll be really upset. I'm going to have to call her. I'll be forgetting I have some of these people's phone numbers. I'm going to have to call her and be like, Jan. I don't know her like that. Be like, Mrs. Kearney, why are you putting that JMLK nonsense in your campaign commercials? Please stop. It turns me off. But that's what I want to see happen. That's what I want to see happen. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I got to get out of here. Got to go vote before it get dark. Yeah, I got the digits. Actually, when I think about it, I don't know. Do I have Jan Michelle's number? I know I got Eric's number. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I got Jan Michelle's number. I'm gonna have to give her a call. If I'm still welcome. You know what I'm saying? I'm announcing I'm not going to vote for her, but I love Jan Michelle. I think she's the best candidate. But all right, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I really do. If you haven't voted and you feel so compelled, please go vote. Either way, hopefully you're at peace with whatever decision you make. Until next time, it's been the afternoon experiment. And guess one of the things I'm going to do? I'm going to make it a point when I'm at the poll, I'm going to be the reason somebody smile. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace. All right, y'all. I just came back from voting, and man, it was thick up in there. Like, it was thick up in there. There was a lot of people up there voting. Unbelievable. Never seen that many people voting in that polling place. Never seen this crowded. People were standing around. All of the little booths were being used. They were, because it's a church, they had benches. The benches were filling up with people waiting. Of course, I didn't have to wait. I used the reader, and everything ended up working out just fine. But man, it was thick up in there. I feel like, if judging by my polling location, the vote tally gonna be high, and I think I still stand by all my predictions. I still stand by every single one of my predictions. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But, I just came back from voting. I forgot that I didn't end the stream. So I said I can just do this little part real quick. And anybody who happens to tune in, after the 2 hour and 30-minute mark, will see that I came back and did this. Most people will have no idea that I came back and did this portion of the show, but that's it. We'll see what happens. I'll see everybody tomorrow. All right. Peace.